Creative Smart Contractors. Wanted to just bring up a few things going on right now in the industry. So let's talk interest rates today. And I know that a lot of people talk interest rates, but I want to talk about how this directly affects people who are remodeling a home. So think of it this way. You realize, hey, look, everything's getting harder to stay in place, or everything's getting harder to move, shall I say, but also things are getting harder to stay in place. So how do we do it? Well, there's a few ways that you cut on costs. One, you try and challenge your property tax rates, which is becoming more and more challenging because all the things that are going on in the industry. I'd like to point out the fact that like Chicago itself is just insane. I know my property taxes have gone up like by about 33% over the last year with the new estimate, which is just crazy. So we're definitely thinking about that. Also, in addition to that, you also have higher insurance rates because, insurance providers are having all these problems with places in Florida and in California where there's a lot of claims happening because all these natural disasters. It just stinks. So then the next thing is, how do we get a lower principal and interest payment? Well, the way you do that is, one, either you buy a place for less or you decrease your interest payments. And right now, over the last year or two, we've had a lot of increases in rates. Don't get me wrong. 3% rates are definitely not the norm. I mean, we got very spoiled that we had 3% interest rates for as long as we did, because 3% interest rates don't happen that much. What does happen, what we do have to realize is that these rates right now, there are dips to them. But unfortunately, because of everything going on in the market, which is what I'm getting to, we're not going to see as many dips. So one of the challenges that we're going to have over the next few months is interest rates. And everyone keeps waiting for interest rates to drop. So I want to make a statement here. I know this might stink, but interest rates are not going to drop significantly for you to stop doing a rehab or stop purchasing a property. If you're going to purchase a property, I recommend purchasing it now. And the reason why I say buy now is not because of the fact that, hey, I'm in real estate, I want you to buy real estate just to buy real estate. No. Buy now because the prices are going to be lower. And instead of focusing on getting the best rate, you're not going to get that much out of this. Focus instead out of getting the lower price. And I know the prices are not that low right now, but they're lower than what they're going to be in the next year or two. So for you to say, hey, look, we're going to just wait and hold off on this, and we're a little scared. I get it. It's okay to be scared. It makes sense. I mean, this is just not a great environment for people to be buying properties, but it's also going to be better than what you're going to see next year, because what's going to happen is the prices are going to go up like they always do, because one of the problems that the Fed is having right now is inflationary challenges. So by the way, I'm seeing hey bro too, I guess. Hi. But one of the challenges that we're seeing is inflationary challenges. So the Fed has specifically said we're not going to be lowering rates that much, because we're now going to start refocusing on inflation. All the stuff with the tariffs, all the stuff with the lack of supply, all the challenges that you're going to see that you're going to see right now are going to be inflationary pressures. While you will see some decreases in some things, what you're going to see more often than not is increases in inflation. Even with the increase in prices that you're seeing, or decrease in the Chinese tariffs, the tariffs still went from 10% to 30%. They tripled the cost. If you expect to see lower interest rates, which is what this is about, this live stream, then you're going to be sadly disappointed, because we're not going to be seeing that much of a decrease in interest rates anytime in the near future. And that's one of the biggest problems that we're going to find, is that if we want to wait for better interest rates, they're just not going to be that great. They might get down to 6.5, but they're definitely not going to get down anywhere past what I would say is maybe 6 or 6.5. They're not going to get 6 or 5.5. Sorry, I'm trying to. And this actually is something that affects everyone, by the way, because rates are not just going down here in the U.S., they're going to be going up everywhere. Because I think that that's one of the challenges that people think is like, hey, look, it doesn't matter where you're at. Most banks are going to be raising rates or keeping them about the same. They're not going to be lowering them substantially. That's a big issue. So if you're looking to buy now. Why? Because prices on materials are going up. I can tell you already, and I've mentioned this before, prices on drywall have almost doubled in the last few months. They're not going to probably double again, but they will go up again. Prices on copper, prices on drywall, they're all going up. Prices on metals, wood, up. You're always seeing constant increases in what you're doing. So if you're looking to do something, make sure you take some action now. This is Andy Nathan with Creative Smart Contractors. Coming to anyone who's looking to do a rehab. If you're here in the Chicagoland area, I'd love to be able to talk with you. If you're not, I hope you found this useful. And let me put in some comments. Let me know what you think about interest rates. Let me know what you think is going to happen with those rates and why you think it's happening. Don't just tell me what, tell me why. Talk to you later. Have a great day and a better week.